Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. During a parliamentary retreat in Naivasha, Ichun'gwa, the majority leader, got himself in trouble, and at the center of this is a bitter exchange with the president's man touted as a bully, Farouk Kibet. What is the trouble with them, and what is the potential of Ichun'gwa being knocked out of that position? Kindly subscribe to our channel. Before we delve into those details, I would want to remind you about our course this month. This lady here is called Josephine Wua. Josephine Wua had a challenge. You see the way she's standing there with that bag, that is watermelon na huyo mtoto. She actually does that work walking around in the sun, carrying a 3 months old baby. No, I think it's not 3 months. I think it's 5 months old baby. Now, one of the interesting things about the deep aspect where I really wanted us to support Wambua is that she gave birth through a CS for that child, and that is the third child. So as she walks around, she's not feeling really well and she's in some pain. So what I had discussed with Josephine is for us to help her first pay a house rent even for 1 year, and then do some shopping for her. Then apart from that, we are going to set up a business for her where she can work while seated somewhere, because she has to take care of her 3 children. The husband left when the child she's carrying there, she was 2 months expecting, 2 months after she conceived that child. So it is really a story of how a societal breakdown. So as a single mother, she has now to walk in the streets carrying that child kwa mgongo, kwa jua, and it's very hectic even for her. So kindly, Josephine is our mission for this month. We can support, we can always do something. Kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. I'm hoping that by tomorrow, Monday, we shall be able to cover the house rent and even do some shopping for her. Then from tomorrow, we look into how to fundraise for a business to support her. Kindly support.
Babake alitoka kwa nyumba akaniambia ameenda kazi na hajawahi rudi mpaka wa leo. Hiyo ilikuwa ni last year mwezi wa 4 date 29.
Sasa unaishi peke yako?
Naishi tu peke yangu na watoto wangu 3.
Tukienda zaidi tutapata hiyo. Sasa vile unaona na mtoto mimi ningetaka ufanye hata kama unafanya ile, lakini ile kitu inanigusa sana ni vile unatembea mtoto kwa jua. Ni hakuna venye unaweza hata kujua na mtoto. Mimi naona
sasa kiupande wangu nikitembea na huyu ama nipate tu mahali tu kuna kivuli, nikae nifanye biashara yangu hapo na mtoto, kama tumekaa chini, hiyo itakuwa ni better.
Now, Ichun'gwa got himself in a trouble, and this is the video that caused the trouble. In this video, while in Naivasha, Ichun'gwa confronted the health officials why they arrested Gladys Njoki, who had just stormed a press briefing by the health CS about SHA. And Ichun'gwa argued that that act of arresting Njoki was not in order, since even the KNH officials had owned up that SHA was indeed having problems.
Yes, you have the discussion there with the arrest of the lady who was arrested. And we will just want to know two or three things. First, who was the complainant for this case to be arrested? Was it SHA? Was it the ministry? Or was it the police acting on their own volition without investigation by either SHA or the ministry? If it is the ministry, we will want to know what was the complaint against the lady. Two, I have been asking you here. We saw in the video that she was released from a police for that was a genius. If you are a complainant, are you withdraw the complaint, or is there anything criminal that you are pursuing this lady over or anything? Lastly, because the altercation we saw was at the ministry's boardroom. If I were you, the first person I would have charged or even fired while the security people of the ministry. Because that is what I think. Otherwise, you are just creating a mountain out of a molehill or something very small. The lady was just raising concerns. I saw the same evening in National Hospital conceded that there was a problem in the system. Systems are all to have mistakes and errors everywhere else.
The question that Honorable Ichun'gwa asked, who is the complainant in regard to the lady who was arrested? The complainant is the Minister of Health. I am answering the question. The accounting officer, in the Ministry of Health, we have two accounting officers. One who is here today and another one who is not here today. We are 100 members. I want to explain here what steps we took. Let me just explain. One, because what happened was our cabinet secretary was issuing a press statement. Yes. And then, all of a sudden, we saw some group, we didn't know who they were initially. Wait a minute. Okay, women. So, what?
Those women who stormed into the minister's prison, order. They came there to express frustrations that they are having out there. All their voices. From what I have picked from the video, there was no fracas, no was injured. And the ministry made a public.
So the Kenyan that raised that question did not really, and there was no need to arrest Njoki. So, and I totally agree with Kimani Ichun'gwa on this, because we actually asked why Njoki had to be arrested, and the things she complained about, even the hospital issued a statement days later confirming that indeed they had been facing challenges for this last 7 days about SHA. A call would come from the president's handman, strongest man, asking why, even though he is serving as the majority leader of the National Assembly, she is embarrassing the government. And she had two options, he is embarrassing the government. Allegedly that he could keep off that discussion about SHA, and at the time that the SHA is facing hostility from the country. This is something that did not go well with the president's handlers, and since then things took a negative tide for Kimani Ichun'gwa. And yesterday, after realizing that he was giving the president of then, of course, a wide berth, not yesterday, over the week, on Friday, he was called. He was invited to the airport to see off the president while heading to Arusha. And so things have not been working well. The court ruling by Azimio la Umoja, the court ruling that Azimio la Umoja is the majority, and so Kimani Ichung'wa should not be the majority leader, has of course shaken the Kikuyu member of parliament. Since that ruling came out, the narrative builders, the people that normally direct on what they should be said, or the status team, have kept silent about this matter, with now rumors having it that this could have been part of the wider plan to knock out Kimani Ichung'wa as the majority leader. And I can tell you, it is way possible. In this country and in this era, in this regime, it is very possible that Kimani Ichung'wa could be making his way out of that office. But just Ichung'wa is smelling a red smoke from the Ruto side. Worse is that he might have lost. He could also be falling out with several Odour MPs from his backyard that have really been keeping off from the president's event. And in any case, an impeachment motion is actually tabled against Ichung'wa. He cannot survive the onslaught, because even the ODM side are not so much promising, and it will be in their interest for them to take over those positions. The Tuesday summit between the nation, resumption of session, is going to explain what exactly is in play. Remember, since the Naivasha retreat, Kimani Ichung'wa took a low profile. Is no longer in the public space as was before, and has taken a low profile. But then, this then points out the powers behind Farouk Kibet. Farouk Kibet, who is the president's handman that is alleged to have clashed with Ichung'wa, according to a story by The Standard, is the man who even Rigathi Gachagua could not access the president without going through him. And you'll remember Rigathi saying that, this is a man, people who are president's friend would want to control him like he's also part of the president's friends. And Rigathi spoke about this. Remember, if Ichung'wa, if Farouk ordered Rigathi Gachagua, who was a deputy president, I remember sometime in January, towards the end of January, there was also another story that he had slapped Kithure Kindiki, even though it was not confirmed. But what later happened is that there was a clash between Farouk and Kindiki, just like Rigathi Gachagua complained. At one point, even Ndindi Nyoro disclosed that he could not access the president without the nod, who they described as a swift man around the president, attending all Ruto's functions. In fact, for you to confirm whether Ruto is attending an event or not, you cannot confirm it from any other person apart from the long-serving personal assistant. Now, this issue of president's handler, of course, of Farouk Kibet remote controlling MPs, or rather people around the president, is not new. It is not something new. Not one, not two. Even Duale at some point complained that you could not access the president. And even at the time of Rigathi Gachagua impeachment, there's a time that Rift Valley governor had invited Rigathi Gachagua to attend a fundraiser in Baringo. And the MPs received direct calls from Farouk ordering them not to associate with Rigathi Gachagua, not to associate themselves with Rigathi Gachagua. So powerful is Farouk that his suggestions or opinions are sometimes law to the area member of parliament. He decides who to sit where in an event attended by the president, who to say and how long to say it. In Siaya, he was ordering the crowd to go calm, to be calm. In Northeastern, at some point in an event, he actually grabbed a microphone from one governor. So it can, this of course opens a discussion on what exactly is there. Remember, Farouk is not probably seen as the president's bodyguard, but he also carries a walkie-talkie like the security men, like president's bodyguard, trying to control the paths that the president is going through. Even though the president have around 24 round of the clock security, but Farouk will still find himself within that circle. What exactly is it? And of course, I want to explain what if he fell out with Ichun'gwa, then what is Farouk's role around the president? There's some politicians like Ichun'gwa that even if you hear that they're going through those things, you know, these are people that are the image of hate. And there is one thing that I normally detest with the Kikuyu member of parliament is the messaging when he's talking about something. Even when he's defending the president, he's always combative. He's always fighting someone that you don't know. In fact, immediately he starts talking, you start asking, whom is he fighting? You know, whom is he fighting? He's been accused that his decision to defend Gladys could be based on the fact that Gladys comes from his tribe. But of course, remember, clearly, is also a man around the president without a significance, because he will take the microphone while the president is attending event somewhere far from Mount Kenya and attack Mount Kenya regarding Gachagua far away. But when he organizes his own events somewhere in when he organizes his own event to go and attack his own events in Kikuyu constituency, he does not defend the president or doesn't talk about the president's issues. Now, I think there are three profiles of Farouk around the president. Number one is a security layer between Ruto and his bodyguards. I don't know, does the president not trusting his bodyguards, or what about it? That is one of the things. Number three, the other issue is a political operative showing the president's raw power. There's some things that the president wants to do and wants to order you. So without being seen as petty, he's the man that is carrying the president's load. And if everyone is going to fall out the president because of him, I think it's not something that is going to work well. And a high-profile deal making on behalf of the president. All these issues said about Ruto gave me money, these people looking for jobs, that tender there, this there and there. I think it's the man who is running the president's deal. If there is a deal to be done on behalf of the president Ruto, I think that is the man. But you will also realize that he only works around when the president is in the country. But akiwa nje, you will not see him. When the president is abroad, he doesn't fly with the president. He only remains within the country. Thank you.